It is truly unbelievable to many that the man who was in prison only 2 weeks ago is now the president of Senegal. This fact has left many, including Senegal's former president Macky Sall and France's President Macron, in shock. And I will explain the reasons behind their disbelief. Diomaye Faye's life transformed dramatically after the arrest of his party leader, Ousmane Sonko, on charges of insurrection in July. This incident also resulted in Sonko being barred from contesting the elections to succeed President Macky Sall. However, this misfortune proved to be a blessing in disguise for Faye, who seized the opportunity to step up from the shadows of his former boss and take charge of the party. His resolve remained unshaken even after being imprisoned, and he continued to pursue the party's goals and objectives with unwavering determination. On Monday, which also happened to be his 44th birthday, Faye emerged victorious in the elections after his opponent conceded defeat. His rise to the top was an unlikely one, but it was a testament to his unwavering spirit and dedication to the party's ideals. Faye's journey from a tax inspector to becoming the leader of a political party is a remarkable one, and his victory has given hope to many who have been sidelined by the political establishment. Sonko's endorsement was crucial in Faye's success, and it was a clear indication of his competency and education. Although Sonko's endorsement lacked the emotional fervor that one would expect from a political endorsement, it was a testament to Faye's honesty and integrity, which even surpassed that of his former boss. Sonko entrusted the entire project into Faye's hands, emphasizing his unwavering faith in Faye's abilities. Why France is scared. For better understanding, please allow me to take you back. It is a fact that Senegal has never experienced a coup d'etat since gaining independence from France in 1960, making it one of the few West African countries with a reputation for stability. However, recent events have shown a disturbing trend of the current president, Macky Sall, playing fast and loose with the democratic process. By imprisoning opposition politicians and postponing a crucial election that was scheduled for February 2024, Sall has jeopardized the collective destiny of the Senegalese people. This was what led to all that protest that becomes synonymous with Senegal. The Senegalese president, Macky Sall, appeared to be feeling threatened by the opposition politician, Ousmane Sonko, and anyone who supported him. In fact, in 2019, when the current president of Senegal, Macky Sall, was seeking a second term in office, Russia was openly accused by Sall's entourage of planning to channel funds to Ousmane Sonko, who was a serious challenger to the president in the February 24th elections of the coming year. The Russian mission, in a press statement, said the allegations circulated by head of Senegalese expatriates, Sori Kaba, saying that Moscow will send 2 suitcases of money to endorse Sonko's presidential campaign, were baseless. Revelations by Sori Kaba have nothing to do with the reality and are denied by the embassy in their entirety. We hope that Sori Kaba will refrain from his reckless move, the statement said. Macky Sall's ally also argued that he had reliable information that Sonko was to receive in 48 hours 2 suitcases stuffed with money via neighboring Guinea-Bissau and via the rebel region of Casamance. Sonko, who had been campaigning against French influence in the West African country, was reportedly being attacked by the ruling regime from all sides. Okay, that was 2019, elections came, and Sall remained in office. Fast forward to 2024. Obviously, Sonko resurfaced and became even more popular and stronger than before. The establishment forces led by Sall knew the days of their French paymasters were numbered and that it was only a matter of time. What did they do next? They conspired against Sonko and got him arrested in July of last year, 2023, for guess what? Corrupting the youths. So, for having a cult following of Senegalese youths who, like Sonko, are more than fed up with France's diabolic neo-colonial exploitation of Senegal, Sonko was thrown behind bars. And not only that, he was also barred from running for the presidential race due to a separate case involving defamation charges. So, obviously, they were scared to death about this guy, And by they, I don't mean Macky Sall. No, I mean France and those who speak for them. They believed this would drive the perceived Russian ideological revolution on the continent further away from the seat of power in France-controlled Senegal by jailing and incapacitating Sonko. So, after incarcerating Sonko, they moved very quickly to dissolve his PASTEF party, just to make sure there was no political vehicle left to convey him to power under any circumstance. In fact, they even jailed his deputy or running mate, Faye. The only good news is that Faye was not barred from contesting. Undeterred by his incarceration, Sonko immediately seized the opportunity to call on his army of supporters to give all their support to Faye, saying Faye will run since he couldn't. For Sonko, it's freedom or nothing. Well, his supporters listened and began throwing their weight behind Faye. Faye is not as popular, but ideologically the same with Sonko. Both of them want to break loose from the rusted shackles of France's neo-colonial enslavement. According to Al Jazeera, Faye's program includes the establishment of a new national currency and the renegotiation of the country's mining and energy contracts between the government and private conglomerates. Central to his campaign is also a review of the relations with former colonial power France, whose economic interests in the country are perceived by some in the opposition as a form of neo-colonialism. So France has a lot to fear, and this is the reason the French-supported Macky Sall has been all over the place regarding this year's election. In fact, there is this video which has been trending online, where Faye boldly lectures France. In the video, Diomaye Faye spoke out about the historical and ongoing oppression experienced by African nations at the hands of France. Faye emphasized that it is high time for France to lift the weight of its knee off the necks of African nations and put an end to the cycle of oppression that has caused centuries of misery and measurable suffering. Faye pointed out that while France continues to exert control over its former colonies, other European nations such as Germany and Italy have learned valuable lessons in independence and have become leading economic powers without exploiting other countries. Spain, which also had colonies in the past, has chosen not to interfere or impose leaders on its former colonies. Faye questioned why France believes it has the right to continue imposing leaders and making choices on behalf of African nations. He argued that this hypocrisy is evident and pervasive in daily life and must come to an end. The emerging Africa, including the African youth, elite, and diaspora, must stand united in saying no to this continued exploitation. Faye's words serve as a powerful reminder of the ongoing struggle for independence and self-determination in African nations. It is time for France and other former colonial powers to take a step back and allow African nations to chart their own course forward. So we can clearly say that since Faye is now the president of Senegal, this is potentially yet another humongous loss for France. This is why Macron is frantically trying to start a war with Russia and eventually spark another world war from Ukraine. Even when the rest of the member states of the EU are saying, let's think through it, Macron, who's the biggest loser in the loss of African colonies, is busy building new alliances just to send troops to Ukraine and engage Russia directly. For those of us in Africa, this is our time. Freedom is coming, and Africa will rise again. In conclusion, we would greatly appreciate your feedback on this matter. If you found this content helpful, we kindly request that you subscribe, like, and share it with others. Additionally, we welcome your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below.